Right, so the next thing we want to get into is lighting. So there are essentially two types of lighting. You've got direct illumination and indirect illumination. Direct illumination is light that comes from the source. So we need a source light. Now we're going to be using the Arnold render view because we're going to be like rendering in Arnold. So if I just click on it right now and then hit render and just wait, and so there you go, you can see the amount rendering here. Now it's rendering rather slowly at the minute, and that's because the samples could be a bit too high. And so when you're setting up the lighting and doing lots of test renders, you want your samples to be rather low, just to speed up rendering time. And once you're happy with everything, then you can increase your render settings for the final scene. But if you take a look here, warning, it says no light in scene, and as you take a look at here, the Arnold render view, it's just completely black because there are no lights in the scene, and so it's almost finished rendering. Now this is taking too long, especially for something with no lights in it. So what you can do to speed up rendering times is go to the view test resolution and drop it down to 50. So as you can see now, it's rendering much quicker. So that's one aspect of speeding up the rendering times. So that's that bit done, and then also we're going to just close this and go to the render here, the settings here, and click on Arnold Renderer, and here camera AA, that's the samples, it's free. Drop it down to 2, and the diffusion specular, drop it down to 1, and with the adaptive sampling, make sure this enable is switched off. So close it. So there you go. So this now should speed up the rendering. So okay, so lighting. So what we want is a direct light source, and so if we go into the perspective view for the direct light source, if we hit create and then you've got lights, you've got quite a few. You've got directional, point, spotlight, area light. Now normally I would use spotlight, especially if it's indoor. So let's click on it and we have it here. We can just scale up, it's fine. There we go. And so we want to aim it at an interesting angle. So what we can do, go to panels and say look through selected. And so this is what we're seeing. So we can actually kind of, it's always good to go from high up and at an angle to make the lighting a bit more interesting. And if we go into the attribute editor, you can see some of the options for the lighting. So you've got cone angle, we can increase it. And then the penumbra means the soft fall off. And so it gives us softer shadows. And so something like that could be a good start. Maybe something like that. And so with the panels, we can go back to perspective, and there we go. We have the light set up. Now we want this here, this camera one selected, or else Arnold will render the perspective view. We don't want the perspective view rendered, but camera one. So let's hit render and let's see what Arnold gives us now. And it's still dark, and the reason for that is because we don't have enough illumination. Now we've got the intensity 1, and so if we go to Arnold and open up the Arnold tab, we've got exposure. Now exposure's on 0. Let's say 20. And there you go. Now it's way too bright. So we know 20 is way too bright. So let's halve that and say 10. And as you can see now, 10 isn't enough. So let's just gradually just increase the lighting bit by bit. Now, as you can see, it's very glossy. That's to do with the material. Now, we can change the material. So what we can do is stop the rendering for now and then select the material and go here. And what it is, under specular, the roughness is 0.2. And that's what's making it really glossy. Now, I prefer to put it, say, about 0.5. So it's not too glossy. So that's for the dark blue. Then we've got the shoulder roughness. So 0.5, and just go 0.5 on all of them. So the red as well, zero point 0.5. The dark grey, 0.5. 0.5, 0.5. I believe that's everything now. It's set at 0.5. Yep. Okay, so I think we've got it all at 0.5 now. So if you click on this little snapshot, it gives you a snapshot really of the current render. So now let's hit render and take a look at it now. So there it is at 0.5. As you can see, it's not as glossy. So I prefer like that. So now we can go back to the light, and I'm going to make this a bit brighter. So at the moment it's on 12.763. Let's put it on 13.5. And I'm saying that this is still a bit too dark. So let's go for 14. Not bad. Okay, so it's a start. You know, you're not going to get great lighting right away. You have to build up all the lights and make changes and so forth, and then bit by bit it starts getting better. All right, so that's a start, and we can hit this little snapshot and save it, as you can see, like before and after. And so let's save the scene, and I'll see you next video.